Have you ever wondered why no one plays the extra modes? No, like seriously. Why am I waiting 20 minutes to play Snowday? Well, the problem with the extra modes is a lot more complex than you think. To explain this, we have to go back all the way to February 10th, 2016, when the first extra modes playlist, Snowday, was added to Rocket League. This came after the developers had trialed it in a limited time mode in very late 2015, and due to its popularity, they decided to add Snowday as a permanent extra mode. It's also important to note that the Rocket Labs, a series of experimental new maps, were also added to the game at a similar time, and this will be important later on. Not long afterwards, on April 25th of that year, Hoops was added to the extra modes, which was the first 2v2 extra mode in the game. Following this, Rumble was added on September 8th, 2016. And finally, on March 22nd, 2017, Dropshot was added to the game, completing the series of what is now known as the extra modes. Along with the Rocket Labs, these modes marked a significant change in Rocket League and expanding it beyond being just a game about soccer. And as we touched on earlier with Snowday, this was largely implemented because there was a huge demand for variety in Rocket League. And this is why at this time we saw stuff like the Rocket Labs and other non-standardized maps like this octagon-shaped map and one with 2 goals. These were still in normal game modes such as 3v3 and 2v2, but also are extra modes, but not for long. During this period, developers began removing these maps from normal playlists and opting to standardize maps in the game. There were 2 main reasons for this. The first is that they thought that standardization was important to keep consistent competition across all ranks in the game, but also their esports scene, which was a major factor in the standardization of these maps. The second was the community backlash at the time, which found these maps to present an extra layer of difficulty, while also some of them being badly designed, and so as a result, they were standardized. But how does this relate to the extra modes? Well, for some reason, a lot of these maps weren't removed from the extra modes. In fact, you'll still see today that Rumble will feature maps like Throwback Stadium. And this could be a reason why people don't play extra modes, because they don't want to be presented with the difficulty that these maps present. But this isn't the only issue. If we fast forward to April 7th, 2021, the developers announced they would be adjusting the MMR range for extra modes, meaning that ranks above champion are more reachable at lower MMR numbers. But this unfortunately had unintended consequences. Contrary to what the developers thought would happen, which is that ranks like GC and champ would be more reachable, they've actually become way harder to reach, as shown in this graph, where the average rank in these modes dropped to roughly gold after these changes, which was in Season 3. This can be attributed to 2 main factors: Smurfs and win traders. Naturally, everybody in the game wants to hit GC and SSL so they can get the cool little title next to their name. To do this, many will create Smurf accounts as well as win trading, which is essentially queuing with people you know to gain yourself MMR. This has resulted in most of the people sitting around GC and these extra modes being Smurfs and win traders, and this has actually been proven by a very helpful Reddit thread linked in the description. As it points out, 10 months ago, only 2 people in the entire player base have legitimately earned the SSL title at that point in the season, which is an absolutely incredible statistic. And as a result, the whole MMR distribution has been completely shifted backwards, which is the complete opposite of what the developers wanted to happen. This has discouraged players who might rank in at silver or gold from actually properly grinding these game modes to get to GC, which is a major factor why lots of people play the normal modes. And this is yet another reason why people don't play the extra modes. And with less and less people playing the extra modes, queue times get longer and longer, discouraging those hardcore fans from playing them, resulting in more people not playing the game modes. It's an endless cycle which will never stop unless something's done about it. So what can we do about it? Well, there are things that both the community and the developers can do. First, let's start with what Firesonics can do. The most obvious thing is to make smurfing harder in Rocket League, and in turn hopefully remove these accounts from the higher ranks. They could introduce 2-factor authentication, as well as possibly even needing you to link your phone number to your account. Maybe as well as this, they could also increase the level which you need to reach to play in the extra modes. Revising the MMR range, as well as some of the maps, could go a long way to help in the extra modes. But there is probably one thing which the developers could do that would drastically increase the amount of people playing these modes, and that would be to introduce limited time modes like Heatseeker and Knockout as permanent extra modes. These proved extremely popular at the time, and there's huge demand for these modes to be permanent. This would increase the amount of people playing in these modes, as well as the other extra modes. So there's lots of things the developers could do, but what can the community do? Well, unfortunately, there's only one thing the community can really do, And that's just simply play these modes more. Even in spite of all the issues that the extra modes have, these modes actually offer something new and different that normal Rocket League simply doesn't. If more people play these modes, then the developers will probably want to implement some actual meaningful change like I've suggested in this video. So next time you're triggered in ranked and you're about to quit Rocket League, maybe try queuing all the extra modes and maybe you'll find something new that you love in Rocket League. If you have any other suggestions on how to fix the extra modes, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to like and subscribe, and also check out my exclusive Discord server where you can hang out and have input on all my content. This is mouldyshoe. Thanks for watching.